game so FIFA Club World Cup. Fluminense ne Chelsea. Say we two teams ni na on paper. Chelsea ni Fluminense ni. Ubi so be bia say why and ye favorite so be win ya qualify dia final. Me pretty sure say nipa dodo na no ebe ka chro say Chelsea bobuku no on paper. Nemum in as much as me nipa dodo na ya adwen say Chelsea na ye favorite no. Tournament na ekoso wo US no untimi underrated the performance of Fluminense for. How omo fa so qualify ye. Ekwan omo fa so Inter Milan bobuku ni free mu. Ekwan omo fa so Hilal for ni free mu. This same Fluminense and a share Hilal for no qualify ye. Hilal for ni ko share Real Madrid. Madrid ntimi anhye no. Hilal for no and a Manchester City for free mu. Enti se Fluminense for etinye Hilal for ne free ma. Kire omo performance a omo so show was a tournament we mu. Enti se wo ye Chelsea na nipa dodo na tag wo say una wo ye favorite so be win ya qualify dia final. One untimi underrated Fluminense for no. And two untimi ma wutirim enye de. The first question abebusa ho ne say e na ma Fluminense for na baba bedu this stage a so betimi akọ manim akọ do the final. Ken say what check your team ne from tournament we mu nyina na coach Renato Gaucho obefa oboko no ode omo ba tournament we no ade a mehu say why Fluminense team ne say wa blend the experienced guys no and young guys ni together. Enti so mu gina pitch ne so a experienced players no and acting as coaches. Enti sa offer mu goalkeeper Fabio na or 44 years or vast experience 44 years on the post ni at the moment. O metre ho o metre back no mo bono Thiago Silva and on so was our experience at the age of 40 years. O metre back on the same thing or acting as sweeper. So between Ignacio da Silva and Gabriel Gomez no Thiago Silva no den experience ne eba we chro acting as the coach on the field of play at the team friends Fluminense. And to so far offer Thiago Silva performance our tournament we ma ne commanding presence or deba how or ye pillar organization and how or faso etutu nyama we chro no ho no omo obi a we experience and on name kra ne ebo infinfi ho no so no omo Samuel Prito a on so that experience or deba be she infinfi ho de amomo a infinfi ho no ono na odi na experience ni di control finfin for no a time bia no o control Hercules mo ene sa guys o mo finfin ho and the final third in pokra no omo German canoe a on so that vast experience. So from the goalkeeper see the final third no at least omo player ba could be o experience a odi aka the young guys e boa Fluminense bobuko no we sa experience ni free ho a ball no omo boni nyina no omo so je ball na omo de to form ni bi omo use omo wings ni because of omo three back no omo bono and omo use high pressing style enti time bia no omo create chaos e the ma opposition team no enti team back a Chelsea for no your favorite Benitez Chelsea for no underrated Fluminense bobuko no ade back e ha omo ne say omo nye discipline omo di a lot of cards so far e wo FIFA Club World Cup no Fluminense for the 13 yellow cards. It means that Chelsea for at the ball to form no the ball net tata Fluminense for no more frustrate your man on Beshasia committee unnecessary fouls around omo penalty box na play advantage e the match Chelsea but there back when you so be a ref ni say tournament na ekoso wo US no uyi PH bobo ni free wo ma consider one goal the next team on time consider go e Fluminense wa consider just 3 goals enti on be match Chelsea tough time by me to put Chelsea say Chelsea ebe qualify e the akọ final no akọ share either Real Madrid or PSG. Every game be a Chelsea abobiano or my different approach enti ene ye kwa akọ approach a Enzo Maresca and the boys ni beba players ni bi susu benya opportunity etimi ase akan Joao Pedro on so first game for Chelsea ye ko ready or beba on board by Ken me to put team a friend say Chelsea so be qualify one player Chelsea enye very careful John Arias ono and ye the creator Edema Fluminense bobuko no by the BCBA no ene me to put Chelsea say Chelsea betima qualify to the final of this season FIFA Club World Cup. Me running into the transfers now. When the kind acting home with Joshua Kofi champion there no with Crystal Palace. Say who Chelsea right back position hona omo 3 players. Rhys James, Malo Gusto and Joshua Kofi champion. Now Osha pecking order na Kofi champion and yet third about the right back position na. Akrana so pese unya playing time no. Crystal Palace for approach Chelsea say ankomunya abrantie na ombefa ni loan omon kan so omo permanent deal. Na Chelsea for nya omadwen so ombeton Akrana because Rich James nankasa na up to date almost rose prani betimaba. Ana ye say Malo Gusto no so no e prani so sisi. E ti Chelsea for the omo ye okay say anko benya 3 right backs in case say injury be aseti ina. Eno na Crystal Palace for say omo ni Chelsea was some good relationship bia e ba na omo mfa player from Chelsea loan na omo nya obi ti say Conor Gallagher de no o free Chelsea kobo loan. Luftutik e free Chelsea kobo loan with Crystal Palace nan say ya Chaloba. Enti sa kwan na omo fa so ye Chaloba Luftutik ana Conor Gallagher de no person ye the same thing. No mo de ma e Joshua Kofi champion. So omo twen Chelsea say Chelsea be mo definite answer. Say omo de abrante ni be ko loan e de ama Crystal Palace anaso omo nko. Crystal Palace for e twen Chelsea for no. Oko Newcastle na ko St James Park. Chelsea ewo a center back a ompese omo ton eye disasi. Teams ni bebre na aba disasi ho. Villarreal for aba ho, Juventus for aba ho. Me na wo ka say the latest team a omo so aba Chelsea say omo pe disasi no. Eye team e friend say Newcastle. Newcastle e pe center back. No omo tutu omeni na no omo say Chelsea disasi no. Eye one player omo nya na ompe. No aba be si akan e de ama team e friend say Newcastle. Ento omo hwe so omo Chelsea be negotiate. Rasmus Højlund enu amede ne ho nsem bebre de bro say Abrante ne say ono de opese otina Manchester na sa Manchester for na nkasa kase ombeton na or you ready to go team a odi ani mpa no Inter Milan keme na wo ka say AS Roma for so aba Manchester United say omo pe Rasmus Højlund na AS Roma for na omaba ni nyina no omo so omo pe ni loan entianka Manchester United emfa Abrante friend say Højlund emma AS Roma for ni loan na sa 45 million euros no omo Roma for ntimi nto eno beka ya Manchester for kofa Rasmus Højlund free Atlanta wo Bergamo sa ta na coach wo ho no Gianpiero Gasperini se Gianpiero Gasperini na wo AS Roma enti ono ana e ka che Roma penyin for say omo nkofa Højlund free Manchester enfambra AS Roma loan enti say Roma for the omo ho agim Rasmus Højlund deal no menwa di indeed ho nkomo bebre say teams na ba ne ho Manchester air monitor Everton air monitor Juventus air monitor ana Ali was Saudi air monitor na ye say indeed according komo bia o say on de teams aba ni nyina no pe Manchester indeed ese teams o maba na afa ni nyina no team onye obebo pa na Manchester United owo relegation release clause no contract no Leicester sign no e shemu say Leicester call relegation na obi ade 9 million pounds ba e wo so mo ton indeed boy ni so no de open Manchester United Granit Xhaka Liverpool sin for midfielder yenim se Granit Xhaka de obemu bia ko Italy AS Roma boy ni mpokra ni AS Roma for areche AC Milan for areche personal agreement so AC Milan ne Granit Xhaka areche personal agreement ken ye sorry ya Juventus for so omo pe Granit Xhaka omo ma Granit Xhaka enko AC Milan omo Juventus for ni be hia no wo team e fe ni se Juventus inti Granit Xhaka ombrase AC Milan for ntimi ntie skana omo Juventus ready to pay na Real Madrid for akra obeye ni video say wa promise Madrid for so betina Madrid 10 years no Rodrigo abeto just say Real Madrid for etona Madrid enkoto attacker ba Madrid enkoto a winger emba na emum Real Madrid for be use skandi akwakoto a deep midfielder so in case say Rodrigo every Real Madrid bobo ko ni ma anko be expect say Rodrigo akodi abeto another winger ediaba Madrid for say ombe Yusuf Franco Mastantuano that area na Rodrigo wo no na says kanoma invest a central midfielder enti Rodrigo mo tona ni sika no mo mfa nkoto attacker and as a forward line player enfamba Luis Diaz de metetene kire say in case say otimi movie echo either Bayern and as Barcelona Liverpool for first target Anthony Gordon of Newcastle. Liverpool for first target. Say in case Luis Diaz free Liverpool bobo kunima. Only if the main sentence, the underlying sentence here say only if say Luis Diaz be free Liverpool. Liverpool for main target Anthony Gordon. Or your long-term admirer Edma Liverpool bobo kuno. Omo decide say anka Sadio Mane kwa ankono anomba ko fanda be replacement. Enti Anthony Gordon ebetima your possible replacement. Ediama Luis Diaz. Na AC Milan for Ken omo per striker ene Obete Vlahovic. Adebeche na krame de Victor Boniface edimbai. Onim say AC Milan for say omo de Mateta and Nicholas Jackson aka omo list ne ho. Possible strikers are AC Milan for person omo sign no. Omo de Mateta of Crystal Palace, Nicholas Jackson of Chelsea, Eddie Aka AC Milan, omo list of strikers, omo person omo sign no. Enti omo reso betimenya Nicholas Jackson, anasa Mateta, emu baako. Newcastle for so say Callum Wilson na we free bobo ni ma say oye free agent no. Omo betima kofa another free agent. Eye Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Eddie aba be Newcastle bobo ni. Enti Newcastle for so possible replacement for Callum Wilson. Another free agent, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Liverpool for Ken. Ameki Bibia Clay Ediama Giovanni Mana. Giovanni Mana, ana ye sporting director, Edema Napoli Bobuko no. Ana Liverpool for Akachi omo say. Omo Liverpool for no, omo ya we say. Darwin Nunez aka yes extra Napoli for. No omo Liverpool for no pokra enim say Darwin Nunez ese obete ne salary no so. Abeje 5 to 6 million euros a year e Napoli bobuko nim. Ano makache Giovanni Mana say omo koto Darwin Nunez e dey free Portugal no. Omo tuya 75 million euros. Wababo season e kakra. Ebo no e 65 to 70 million euros. Enti sa 50 million no omo de buy plus 5 million no omo nje. Napoli for prepare another bid e dey akoma Liverpool for no. Omo reject sa 55 million euros no. Sa 55 million euros no emu 50 e guarantee fee. And move 5 eso so add-ons. Mena o ka say AC Milan for a replacement for Theo Hernandez. Na omosi ombeko Girona. Abrante ne friend say Miguel Gutierrez. A o si akande ma Girona no. Eno na AC Milan for say ompeso mkofa Abrante no be replacement. Ene ma Theo Hernandez. AC Milan for F for de kono 25 million euros. Anom de koma Girona. Na sa di uni bema. Real Madrid for benya 50% of sales kano. Because Abrante no at the time of free Madrid ako Girona no na Madrid say Girona for ton na mo 50% AC for at the 25 echo na AC Milan where biem omo so omo gidie say Barcelona ba be fa Rafael Leao minim gidie no omenya no Barcelona ma make ne clear say omo wing on be sign no entra 60 million euros AC for say chenchino omo gidie say de keka kono omo ntimi nsan Luis Diaz ana Rashford enyo omo main target but omo gidie say transfer be wie no na Barcelona for the offer ba say omo per Rafael Leao na Victor Osimhen ene Galatasaray nkomo no ken ma memfa bimbo Galatasaray for nya agya tum say omba kotua the final release clause 75 million euros na initially 65 million euros na Galatasaray de coin na Napoli reject ye no na omo hwe say ombetima negotiate na report ne kire say Sunday ana Victor Osimhen ankasa frɛ Galatasaray for mpanyimfo. So Sunday etwa mu na ofro mo no. Ana Galatasaray president ana mpanyimfo no omu kohia ye e wo Rams Park. Omu kohia wo Rams Park no. Ana omu decide say omba kotua release clause no. 75 million euros. But omu de 3 years ana betua. Every year bi no betua 25 million euros. And omu de 3 years ana betua 25 million euros every year bi no. Mari wie ma membo boss ma inkuku ne Bayern de no. What it hu bibre mame ma figure na ewom no Bayern for initial fee on person de come Chelsea 35 million euros add-ons 5 na akwa 40 and na Bayern for person de come Chelsea Magay Newcastle for some money nko Liverpool almost the 45 for come for Magay me no ka say Malaysia on say Manchester musu obi ampe eno na Malaysia agent akoka kire Chris Celtic for all Scotland say almost the 3 million pounds kokra na on betimi enya brantie no me no wie ni mpokra no Andre better epese oye move bi for Eberechi Eze Eska and a player and yet is a player and a defender enti Arsenal forces a release clause of 68 million pounds no on person mutua kakra no the player aka ho initial installment no so me say anka every year bia no on betua 20 million pounds Crystal Palace for so mompe latest offer Arsenal dey kono cash plus a player for Eberechi Eze.
Well, Kwame Jana, you better was say.
You see, I have been monitoring what is happening at Real Madrid. Now, let me say this and let me also rope you in this conversation. Previous season, I say Vinicius Junior, as I say the Ballon d'Or, the man no. Say 24 goals, 9 assists. That's like 33 goal involvement. Season year you want me enter, we are closing the door. See, 22 goals, 16 assists, 38 goal involvement. But what did me say? In terms of goal involvement, Vinny has more goal involvement this season than Safene is on the Ballon d'Or. If it is about matter of goals, enka conversation way yanka Vinny asem. But now Vinny has the numbers, but the impact is less. Governor Mini didn't watch us say. Say a number say dear Vinny or numbers, no. But the impact of Vinny and Kasanka Benya or Madrid team in the no. Every single time, Bana ever from. Inti Saoye Jabi Alonso. Any fonina me ye check a crowd pre-season ni say mini pre-season ya ye boya. Look, the decision to let one player go no ebede. Say Michel Jabi Alonso ball no more bona say enye get the ball to Vinicius Junior, get the ball to Kylian Mbappe. Now let's possess the ball, let's control the ball, let's carry the ball. Into Vini is going to have less impact than what he had last year. And I said previous season, yeah. Gonna me do the what there because you see, time Mbappe you know. Carlo Ancelotti was get the ball to Vini. Let Vini have the space, give him the ball.
And the more normal lose matches, baby.
And yes, I know lose. And the more Champions League, baby. And the answer soon and never and so soon and more Champions League. So when Kylian Mbappe came to the conversation, his impact reduced. And then I'm saying, Muhammadu when you share Jabi Alonso, Nancy Yamana or you know, Vinny Bobo ni be pa, but the impact and so that yes, yes, sir. But what in the Micho yes. Now, says Rodrigo Goes, Hendrick, I was a Bakufi club with Boko. Because says no, I don't see Madrid selling these two boys together. Go Madrid in Yana Jean Sokoto striker Bia Besisia. Either Hendrick leaves on loan or Rodrigo Goes leaves. In Vinicius Junior conversation, he a word of the mark, but this year he needs to understand his role. Born on your ball, he might be scoring goals, but the impact Sankasa or Madrid team, it might be less. And I want to stress my words word, might be less. Well, yeah, moving on. The attorney say, pay attention to Fluminense for now. The last time I measured against Inter Milan, and a water break be by, you could see Thiago Silva catch the coach Ghana Gaucho say, coach when it's 62 when you now Thiago Silva catch the coach and say, let's change the system. Eba gwenimu ana o translator say or catch a coach is almost a system no. Now Oma John and Ross Emma inside and a coach in the ball Tinko they switch the system. Now Sanfonia make the action where say a coach or the players. Now a 62-year-old coach when he will not listen to any player. So bet you watch his experience. Today Chelsea are going to play Oluman for old boogies. Now Chelsea are going to play team with a lot of experience. Omo goalkeeper the friend Fabio. Ken under 17 1997. Team coach Franedi Eko and Aziz Ansa Atram Awulukwe Hamza Muhammad. So many names are born. When goalkeeper now or Dadima Brazilian national team on a down. If I'm Fabio, we share television no so. Ken says hey Fabio on a go at the Fluminense with 44 years.
44.
Only Fabio. 97. Just Aziz and some of Omunan Kronkaida or Tuna, I Omunina. Sati Minona, Matuzalem, so Kai Saboino. Ronaldinho Muti, Omunina, Aqueda Subobo. Fabio 44 years and then Obedago September 45 years on a dago de Fluminense for. The Obama right wing back Xavier when he 35 years. Center back no Thiago Silva when he 40 years. Back on 5 at the back.
Okay.
5 plus the goalkeeper. a 200 years. My calculations. 200 years. Back 5. 200 years.
I'm going to face each other.
But your eye.
Okay. Just.
But the interesting thing is that 200 years, we could have 3 clean sheets this tournament. Inti, Kofono Bono Mobono, Omunim says, I want any new baby, but they play with a lot of experience. Opetima, Club World Cup, we are. Omukuta possession, Omufaboni baby, Omuboni baby. Seems that now I was checking the list of teams they could have possession power. Out of 32 teams, to 22. Almost for possession in Yeshi. Yet the few chances they get, they know how to put the ball in the net. Normal striker, no. German Kanu, when he 37 years old. Striker, no. Only John arrest about 9 and 10. 37 years. Oh, about 30 years. Go Crafo. Your Luman Boogie team. And now, would it? It's not some Kofono. And yet, almost a Tiago Silva now, or Dean among for Buddy Dean. But senior man for whom
44-year-old goalkeeper.
44-year-old goalkeeper. I know that go no come.
Only Aziz and Sam.
Ani Aziz a tram Godwin a tram or more. Ike Afrani team no. He's Yanko Pomfa the crazy. It's Chelsea would have to make good use of the least chances they get. Because in front of Fluminense, the one will sit deep, allow Chelsea to take the possession. Chelsea form possession, but Saboni free or mun semwa. Kofonimeti nya punish you. Me pa Chelsea lineup. Ayana a dependence on the double pivots. Anytime you see Moises Caicedo, Romeo Lavia, nature say Makukurela, obey inventi as a number 8 or number 10, or Obeka back 3 now. Sene Romeo Lavia or Mobo Nibi. I am looking at the Chelsea double pivot. Say Enzo Moises Caicedo. I just say either Chelsea's right back or the left back. Bakube inventi abeshe midfield. Once the left back inventi say Kuku inventi beshe midfielder. Chelsea left wing wano ombe here Pedro Neto Madweke. They will not need Joao Pedro or any of the footballers Anase Kupama. It's Chelsea lineup Rihanna. Normally, it's a double pivot. So the last game on go against Palmeiras, Chelsea normally on build up a 3-2-5. By their last game, only in 3-1-6. The reason is say Palmeiras fund they do not know how to press. It's Omijai Andre Santos on Kwaso no name as a defensive midfield. No one pushy plus no be bring cool with him. Now, the same way I'm expecting the same style because South Fluminense for no almost had Chelsea be bring. They wait for Chelsea to make a mistake. Now I'm going to pounce it on. They toss to you. Ken, they are called to Barcelona, Nico Williams, and they Bilbao have the Tabasso. As I'm not a ram cacratio.
Tabas didn't do.
Me watch your story in England and say, Nancy, Oko Spainer, who ever say allegedly Javier Tabas, Ecosia Bilbao for no. And not do documents Emma Bilbao for the Barcelona for seeker something and a Bilbao for so sort of comma boy any agent Felix Tainter and a Felix Tainter so a king Kai Moon owns a Kai Kofonisika Samunya and no call request say Sir Clause no say Mount register me a make free. That is the story in which Hadia took Papa so said Tabas say no crown and saying the crack. We expect and said Tabas Beba won't Bible change them. But he's second. What I don't understand about this whole buha and they say, Barcelona for in quotes, I'm a town for Pane Nico Williams. Yet their lover boy, Lami Yamal, Nadam for no. What did the big guy say? Barcelona, Omuja Javier Tabas pa. Laporta so down for Pane Tabas. So where do these guys stand? Till Asamo ni tintini nyina ni say sa VIP seat no according to Barcelona almost auditors na audit we and almost say sa VIP seat no ma pass am Barcelona for into Barcelona can get back to 1:1. Javier Tabas has insisted over best 6 months in say on jintum In the time of Barcelona negotiations for Nico Williams, Javier Tebas countless occasions or by interview Biano or say Barcelona cannot register the boy. And then can was say Barcelona for you baby. But I don't understand Papa Ifana Laporta. Tebas making move be negative about Barcelona. He's always quiet. I don't tell Tabasi on the Madrid phone count.
But it's serious or the document.
A horno. Tell me say allegedly. Say okay, so say a correct na Barcelona with evidence. The courts they would get this man out of office. If Barcelona do not do that, and I just say no correct, try to move and throw their two papados. What the meet you but say they tell say Elanga a 55 million pounds. A trigger clubs need to revisit their transfer and reevaluate their place again. Say Elanga last season she 6 goals. You're 55 million pounds. Then Chelsea are like, no. Then they mad wake. You're 50 bill. Say the next thing goes to Bigimo. They say if Manchester United are not very quick about this decision about the Mbwemu. Say, Brentford for so are revisited because if a 6-goal player actually 55 million pounds as an evaluation, Obia say 20 goals in the English Premiership, as I said what I say. So the more you wait, the more evaluation
There's a chance for Sabra can say Kudus system here.
I'm say Kudus system crown. So Kudus is 5 goals. I'm say 11.
As a Madrid also.
As you know, say clubs necessary. Man, you're the faster. From who?
Chelsea Ball Club World Cup. Chelsea shouldn't underrate Fluminense. Adebako needs a Chelsea in Fluminense. Yes. It needs a Chelsea underrate. We've said Chelsea teams are our bonny teams are effort. But Russia path of Fluminense, they be free banner. Teams are Fluminense abo. We shouldn't forget the Fluminense now. You can once one year Inter Milan free. Inter Milan team no unti been convinced me say your team is weak. The only difference, and they said there have been a technical change. And no any bad dia original swaka, but it is a strong team. Fluminense in the uni free. Al Hilal the Manchester City free. Omu wie ye no. Omu be share Fluminense. And a Fluminense Al Hilal free. So that is the kind of part of Fluminense bobo ko ne nam so awodeba. So it is not a side that you weak. Match Chelsea underrate you. That is number 1. In the last 11 matches, Fluminense are working. They are unbeaten in all competition. In the last 11 matches. Oh, you are only free one man. In the last 7 games they have played, Oma keep 5 clean sheets. And your team are defensively. Oma are very solid. And you could share such a side. And fun say, oh, kwa game and form. Debbie, it is a very difficult game. And you will be in 7 amount for a Chelsea won tournament to win. Such Chelsea both teams say you weak. I feel that this is the time Chelsea improving functional will be. Say they are meeting a stride, they are strong. Now Chelsea able to me a bit normally. I expect the quality now Chelsea Kitano about to bear. It wouldn't be an easy game. In the last 4 matches Chelsea has played, in which Chelsea are conceded. And it is a side that easy some concede a goal based on the last 4 matches they have played. It clearly Fluminense is where they almost tie. That is where the focus of Chelsea should be. Almost for draining Kodjon Ariaso. He's a tormentor or hard. Almost stopping up the attack of Fluminense in first will be a muscle. Chelsea beating me any day. I'm expecting Chelsea to win at least by 2-1. Ken, moving on Barcelona. Transfer window Obia set targets or plan A. No I could B. Now I could C. Washeshe because when him say bet me abase be faili. Me nya de me hwehwe no. But se me nya na me ma position na ho. I was say me pro bi ba be shem. And so therefore Barcelona had a plan. It started from Nico Williams. Omo pro bi was left wing position honum. It was possible say Nico Williams bar. Even the structure of Barcelona and the placement of players on the field of play betimi asesa. Abrantie number. And then Luis Diaz there ba be firm. And also Liverpool catch omo say nya de omo beton. Oye no edi free on ma. Marcus Rashford nom ene ade nyina. Omo nso din e ba be nenam mu. Edin ba ko ababa betom se si amene wo kasan. E wo Barcelona. E ya kwada e friend say Xavi Simons. 22-year-old left winger and then attacking midfielder for RB Leipzig. So what follow Bundesliga no what her ball akwadane bar. Who's akwadane more osro. A lot of clubs say akwadane services almost pay. Problem one say Siana has been the price tag of the player. Almost valuing around 80 million euros. Barcelona are ready to be to assess Sicano. But in commodity me akoso, I'm a price tag normal Luano, normal for Aquadano, and so the Nababa be playing more Barcelona Bobo Kono. On you be a better so Babe commandeer spot. Barcelona. Said the Canaya County Williams there. Said go by at the left wing position no. Obeti me Baba Bonio Pushi Rafinha. At the number 10 and I say Infinity. There be Javi Simons the Nentesa. Obeti me Baba be backup but a very good one for that matter. The left wing position with Timibo. Osazu Timibo the number 10 position in place of Danny Olmo. Obeti me Jinem no body ama Barcelona Bobo Kono. Who ye no free one man. A thought I born as a false 9. Of which in Osazu Timi Jinem na obo. It is a Barcelona and woman team anymore. When you're Nico Williams, when you're Luis Diaz, but he's even gotten someone who gives you a lot of options than Nico Williams and Luis Diaz. And in terms of numbers, he's been there. Last 2 seasons, Osha 10 goals in the Bundesliga. Last season, Osha 8 goals and assisted 11 times. He's a player. The money was show. Now you're very good. So Barcelona Yanwa. And we shouldn't forget that he's a player who started from the Barcelona youth team. Or shall say free Barca anymore. And Barca loves to get these players. Say they bear adaptation any problem and some fan mano. So Barcelona should make sure say omoni akwadani be dim komo nomoni RB Leipzig aka price tag na wasem no matimi anya akwadano 22 years obetimi understand Rafinha no understand ni ye enkodu se Rafinha free system ni no okata sa position na oboni ye e dey ama Barcelona cause he's a good player. Okay, moving on. Chelsea team no. There are players from Obab. It's in common I echo so no clearly. Ebinum susu be film. Now no need no ni Madrid home come. Say like it's over to me a free ball book. Say no ni Madrid free Chelsea because if you send the performance in ya, then there are other players say possible someone to be free on them because no ni Madrid at Chelsea has been a better player than them. Players need be any Christopher Nkunku. Christopher Nkunku ever at Chelsea 2 seasons in here. The first season of Chelsea came. Obano, there was huge expectation in our Quadanaso. Obera Chelsea preseason and Okoko Prai. Time and a whole tunnel. It was in December and I bought almost half of the season every year. And I whole tunnel the debut game the match Chelsea. That season, which was last 2 seasons, about 11 matches in the league that they match Chelsea. English near the end or share 3 goals from those 11 matches. Chelsea supporters if you say player Wababa injury. Na niema nkonka ya mfama no be rua Chelsea bobo konim na about 11 matches what me anya 3 goals there so following season or ya fit no nya lot of games the match Chelsea bobo konim and the performance dey be kosoro akwada ni be rua bobo konim performance na anya sa the following season and last season about 27 again 3 goals and also share the match Chelsea bobo konim e wo league ni mo it's in the certainly performance and supporters they can numbers some more expected so the be man and matter so see our report say ba Bayern Munich after so missing out on a also the top players are not open or they are gaining attention in Nkunku. People are questioning why because some feel say Nkunku more money.
No, because when you're Rafinha.
Yes, when you're Luis Diaz into a switch attention because he needs to be able to be able left wing or no man other options anymore.
You'll be a Jao Felix.
Ken, Jao Felix is a bad player, and I said he has that kind of hype, but stage no. Onya club pressure wom. Okay. Onya club on be respect no. No boda anko yim pass to ya didn't be jinama bono get back to the best of form. There is a lot of pressure on Bayern Munich. Supporters no more problem no. Me feel that this deal is going to be good for Nkunku because Premier League ni be aya den dia ma akwada no. Eye no kre. But in the Bundesliga, na Nkunku numbers for them awosoro. We shouldn't forget that the last season of Bundesliga ni one sana over Chelsea. O she 16 goals in the Bundesliga. On the year top scorer. Our Bundesliga in this season no. On in the class 4 crop and a chair. He was the player of the season in the Bundesliga. And a Chelsea Cocoton by. Wabo France, Wabo England, Wabo Germany. But baby, I want the best of football near Germany. Abra will see a kind of RB Leipzig Bobo Kono. It's your neck. So about Chelsea na near man Konkai. Now a team from Germany where we are establishing about good football, Gini Ding, and Sana Chelsea Cotono Naba. I was a branch and yen in Temnoko because a honey baby or boy establishing it. And he knows the Bundesliga terrain very well. Before the last season, our before my Chelsea, I make us no yet top scorer. So season, so no, I said 20 league goals. Our Bundesliga anymore.
as an attacking player. Certainly it is a field that can only pa. And I believe so going back to the Bundesliga is really going to help the player at this moment. Because Chelsea, none of Madrid numbers, yes, and yet, but he did way better than in Kuku. How more manako, not how much more. It won't finding a way out. That's a buy and bar. Uncle, no conconya be more, non getting back to the best of form. Kakrabi on air Troy Dini. Or say the purchase of Zubimendi to a year Arsenal. Of you say only impact. So, all the top 6 teams. Our Premier League, many of defensive midfielders are. Obetimini Abranti and I are going. Liverpool wineable, a Gravenberch. Chelsea wineable, a Caicedo. Man City, a Rodri. Aston Villa, a Amadou Onana. Newcastle, a Bruno Guimaraes. And an Arsenal, a Thomas Partey. Who had teams when you defensive midfielders in Nina, a dear Bakun and run it through. Only defensive midfielders, only robust, only Bobo Gidi, hard tacklers. Because it is believed it's a Premier League, it needs a lot of energy, any high intensity. And to ban one year being baby, I bet me affected. But there are players at stages. On team need to say so more and manufacture those players. Or Arsenal born or more. Or person Babe uses to be as a deep lying playmaker. It is already the trend of defensive midfielders. And we're Premier League in media. Or because I branch any team more. But Arsenal coach, Spaniard, no. I have ready so better sun style to fit the player. No one created from deep areas. And Yama Brantiano, a Kobasa, Arsenal bring a lot of the balls. Pressure be brain more also. Now Kobasa defensive midfielder, and I was also supporting defenders. Now here a lot of tackling. It's in as much as said, you Premier League defensive midfielders, or you robust, no me giddy. Not trying in your seminar or can no creno. I believe the Martin Zubimendi, at least Euro Cinema against England. Time of Birmingham in the second half, he played against an English team. Now he dominated by a lot of English boys from the Premier League. Or excel here. When you're 92% of the passes right. A Juma had never saw creating from the deep as a defensive midfielder. He was able to do it and do it well against players from the Premier League. And so therefore, we need to read in Yagre. Abranti and Chassis. Now you had a performance for Arsenal now for young Jageno. But as we speak, game in Yan Chassis, and idea, mean to me, Casso, won't me, Mom for Arsenal.